Okay. Hi, this is Ice Smooth 3. Currently, it is November 27th or Thanksgiving. So I guess I said I was going to make a video today because I think two National Guardsmen were killed. Well, a man and a woman apparently by a Muslim terrorist or whatever, and right beside Washington D.C. My last dream, in my last video, I told you about this dream I had in regards to being inside of Washington D.C. or whatever, and stepping on broken glass and like a major event happening there. And so I guess that's what the dream meant. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to think of my point. Like I care, but looking at the future astrology, things are gonna get worse. So that's just it. But it makes me think of like really it makes me think about Jennifer Boozer's shop Canabama. I basically told Donald Trump, um, what did I say? Let me pause for a second. Okay, so my point. Pretty much recently when Donald Trump signed this new bill to reopen the government or whatever, um there was a provision put inside of the bill by I guess Mitch McConnell, who I guess he's not gonna go up for re-election next year or whenever he's up for re-election. So I guess that's why he doesn't really care. But except he signed this bill that basically closed loophole in regards to the 2018 Farm Bill in regards to hemp and marijuana. And they had me think about Jennifer Woozer's shop, Canabama, in Alabama, and how all these businesses they invested inside of the 2018 Farm Bill, and the thing that Donald Trump he campaigned on, it's like we don't have nobody has anything to show for it, not in their hands, like so nothing. So pretty much these National Guardsmen, in regards to my dream or whatever, that's cool, fine and dandy. I mean, yeah, it came true. What another thing that gets me is that pretty much some people might say that that was just lucky. What I learned recently, well not recently, like last year or whatever, there's luck and then there's fate, but I don't really believe in luck anymore. I believe that things are fated to happen, whether you believe it or not, but you don't get lucky, it's fated to happen. And so maybe I had a dream because it was just a fated event that was supposed to happen, and there was no other way that I could get that message besides having that dream. So, well, because I had an incident with a relative of mine, my uncle. We were playing cards, and this is back when these vapes and stuff were legal. So I had this vape, and I was just high as hell. But we were playing cards, and so he and see, I don't play cards. I don't really hang out with anybody. I just stay to myself. And so the point though, so he I guess he decided he brought some cards in. He said we're gonna play Tomp or whatever. I don't know how to play cards, and so I beat this man so bad that he was like, I think we played like 20 games. I won 20 games out of a row. And if you know the game of Tomp, it's basically luck. And so every time he thought he beat me one time, and I was so high, I was like, you're not gonna beat. I said I was so high. I said pretty much, I said I let you win. And he looked at me. He was like, yeah, right. And so I said okay. And then so we continued. We kept on playing. I just kept on. I beat him up pretty bad. He was pissed. He was ready to fight me. But anyway, and so my point is that pretty much at that point in time, I was doing some stuff with the YouTube channel or whatever, and I was doubting myself. And it's like, I guess it was something inside the universe saying that pretty much this ain't on you. This is fate. This isn't luck. It's fate. And so it's funny to tell somebody you don't know how to play the game. You're beating the hell out of them, and then they beat you finally one time because by he didn't cheat, but it's there was like I think you can throw down some cards and like anyway, he won this one time, and I'm high, but I'm looking, I said I let you win, and then he's like, yeah, right. And so he tried the same shit again. I said, and he counted his cards. He was supposed to have, I think if you get 21 cards or 20 cards, you win, and so he miscounted. And so I said he miscounted, and he was like, man, I gotta pick my cards. I said, no, don't pick your cards up. And he said, what do you have then? I probably still won. And so I put my cards down. I said 20. That's how I caught you. Still won, even when he tried to do the same trick. Anyway, my point is that pretty much, yes, my dream apparently must have meant something or whatever, and it came true, but at the end of the day, what matters is that pretty much, well, you know what, I don't know. Maybe that's the point of that. But anyway, so let's see. A lot of other stuff went down besides the 2 National Guardsmen getting killed by this Muslim man. Oh yeah, I do want to expound on what I was saying earlier though. Pretty much how many minutes? Okay, it's been 5 minutes. But back to the legalization of cannabis and stuff like that. Pretty much it's funny how those 2 guardsmen, they were killed right after that bill was signed in regards to the government beginning to open up, but it's like been like what, 10 days, 15 days. But the point is that pretty much Charlie Kirk, he was killed as Pam Bundy and RFK Jr. or whatever. This was September the 10th, 2025. Charlie Kirk was killed as right as Pam Bundy and RFK Jr. announced that they were raiding hemp shops in multiple states or whatever, and they had collected over what, $12 million or $13 million worth of vapes and products that apparently came from China. But apparently, kind of find out that Charlie Kirk's net worth was about the same amount of money that they raided those shops for in regards to those vapes and products and stuff like that. Anyway, and so I said it just to say, because I think that Donald Trump, maybe he has his divine proclamation or this divine idea that pretty much God spared his life because apparently he was looking at his policies in regards to illegal immigration and ICE and stuff like that back in 2024, I think July the 14th, 2024, when he was almost assassinated by Thomas Crooks or whatever, the furry, I guess we'll call him the furry guy now, the furry assassin. Anyway, well, they're all the furry assassins, aren't they? Because I mean, Tyler Robinson, he was into furries, and Thomas Crooks was into furries too. So we can call them the furry assassins. Anyway, the point. So, but it's funny that pretty much it's like Donald Trump, he's had this divine proclamation that God only spared his life because of he saw he was looking at a template and pretty much it was basically talking about the immigration policies or whatever. But again, Charlie Kirk was killed right when Pam Bundy and RFK Jr. was raiding these shops. I hope I repeated myself like 3 times, but whatever. Let's see here. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so my point about that, pretty much, Donald Trump in the future or whatever, when all this other stuff goes down, he doesn't really have a leg to stand on in regards to what people may want to vote for him for. I mean, he's already, by signing that bill, closed the 2018 loophole, and you know. Anyway, the legalization of marijuana. The other thing that pretty much anyone could campaign on is pretty much the student debt crisis, and people trying to pay off their student debts and they can't, and nothing has really been done about that. It's been like nothing's been done. The economy still sucks. What else do I have written down here? He doesn't have a leg to stand on. And also, I was looking at what Tim Pool and all these other people or whatever, they were talking about James Comey and Letitia James, they just got they got their charges dismissed due to a technicality or whatever. But all in all, people are still wanting the Epstein files. They're wanting the what is it? Hillary Clinton to be jailed, Obama to be jailed. Who else? Joe Biden to be jailed, Hunter Biden to be jailed, all this other stuff, whatever, that Donald Trump campaigned on. And it's like he's taking so long, but I understand that he's probably trying to wait until it's a more political opportune time. But I'm telling you, Donald Trump's not gonna be happy about the midterm elections. More so, what I noticed recently, going back through his chart or whatever, is that I think the transiting nodes are going to conjoin. Well, K2 is going to conjoin his ascendant. And the last time this happened was, I believe, in 1988 or around 1990. And this is around the time that he had the bankruptcies and stuff like that. Although transiting Saturn was, I believe, conjunct his moon or near his moon around that time. So it may not be as severe as 1990 when he had those bankruptcies. But something similar could come up in regards to something like that. And being he's still the president, and being that I know that he shouldn't be happy about the midterm elections. We'll see what comes up with that. So yeah, but yeah, people, the things that people really care about, they're not being addressed. And being that transiting Uranus has entered transiting Pluto, transiting Pluto has entered Aquarius. The things that these lawmakers think are gonna fly since basically I think 2001, but transiting Pluto has entered I think Capricorn in 2008. So the things that they think is gonna fly since I believe the war kicked off in Iraq and all this other stuff, whatever, that's 2001 though. It's not gonna it's not gonna go. We're having the same astrology as the Civil War, and pretty much the difference is that instead of this Civil War being about food and resources and stuff like that, it's gonna be about a humanitarian crisis and the technologies. Maybe like patents could probably be changed up. There could be a lot of things that just get changed in regards to human rights and human. I cannot talk right. Humanitarianism. Anyway, so yeah, people can barely afford barely afford food, and so yeah. Let me pause for a second. Let me go head inside the house. It's kind of cold out here. So let me pause, and then allow me to get inside a more comfortable position or whatever. Because yeah, pausing. Oh yeah, but before I go back inside the house or whatever, I'm still thinking about Jennifer Boozer's shop, and pretty much all these business owners who invested inside of Donald Trump in the 2018 Farm Bill. And I'm just like, well, that song I had posted in regards to the how I predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination or whatever, because I did predict that too. That was back. The video was called I made it on August 29th, I think, or September the 1st or whatever. This is like 10 days before it happened. It's I think Trump Jr. should watch his circle or something like that. I got two videos titled that, but I think it's the second one. Either way, it's one of those videos. I made it on, I believe, August 29th or September 20. I mean, not September, August 29th or September the 1st. But in the video on Charlie Kirk's birthday, I made another video telling everybody basically how I predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I there's this one song, because again I keep repeating myself, but still, Charlie Kirk was killed right as Pam Bondi was talking about what was she was doing a press conference with RFK Jr. and they were just talking about how they were raiding these shops who invested inside Donald Trump. See, these people believe inside Donald Trump, and they ain't got nothing to show for it, except for like loss of their businesses. And the thing about it is that my point. So Trump is doing the same thing that he did all the way back inside of 2017, when he got rid of net neutrality. That was my entire point. And see, it's like Donald Trump is like backing these politicians and businesses, whatever. After transiting Pluto entered Aquarius, that shit ain't gonna fly no more. Like you got away with that shit, but it's all hell's about to break loose in regards to like a civil war or something like that, or a civil conflict. And that's really, we're inside of that now, but the real shit goes down next year in 2026 when transiting Mars conjoins transiting Uranus. But it can be even before that, because what I didn't notice was that pretty much I did say next year on around January 17th for Bill Clinton, he would have the same astrology that he had during the submission of the Starr Report that led to his impeachment. That happens on January 17th, 2026. But I also said to Donald Trump around that time he has a progression to Saturn, so something's going to happen that's not going to be good for Donald Trump. It's going to be like an emotional block or a loss. What I didn't notice was that pretty much on January, I believe 17th, there's going to be an eclipse, and it's going to be exactly opposite Donald Trump's ascendant. And pretty much The eclipse, there was a new moon that caused the killing, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So I don't know what's about to go down, but Trump, if you're looking for a way out, you might want to legalize marijuana. You might want to step in and get rid of student debt some way, somehow, some kind of way. You might want to fix prices of food, like kind of like now. Anyway, that song I was talking about earlier, because I wanted to and just sing a few lines of that. Hopefully, it don't get me banned off of YouTube. I have a progression of Saturn right now too, and I know something bad's what's happening. And I already had a little incident with a relative, and I know that incident might come back up or whatever. And I might not be here to warn you, because I might just. But anyway, so that song is called what? It Ain't Over Until It's Over by Mary J. Blige and DJ Khaled. I think it goes like I don't know all the lyrics though. I think it starts off like, nights stay young, they don't play. I forgot the rest of the words though. Don't hold your breath. It's called It Ain't Over Until It's Over. Every day makes something out of nothing. Move a mountain and still keep running. Never calm down, make no mistakes. They can't say, no. That my end is on the horizon. When I wake, all I see is the sun rising. Just when you thought I said all there was to say, yeah, I get the last word. It ain't over till it's over. Just when you thought I did all there was to do, I give my best to you. Oh, 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 oh. It ain't over till it's over. Whew. Mary J. Blige, she killed that song, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and get inside the house so I can get the rest of this astrology. Nights stay young, they don't play. I don't know the other line to that song though. Don't hold your breath. Make something out of nothing. Still keep running, never calm down, make no mistakes. They can't say, oh, that my end is on the horizon. When I wake, all I see is the sun rising. Just when you thought I said all there was to say, I get the last word. It ain't over till it's over. Just when you thought I did all there was to do, I give my best to you. Oh, oh, oh. Woo. There we go. So let me go ahead and pause real quick and head on inside the house. But she killed that song. Mary J. Blige, DJ Khaled. It ain't over till it's over. Got me thinking about Jennifer Boozer in her Sharp Can, Alabama. She said that God put a vision on her, and he gave her the name of that shop. And I already told you, if God got a plan, fuck with him and find out. So I ain't saying I'm all Holy Ghost. I did a lot of fucked up shit. Said a lot of fucked up shit. I ain't no fucking saint. But you know who I ain't gonna piss off? Bye. Okay, before I even get back to the astrology, I forgot to add this at the beginning of the video or whatever. Because I just don't care about this dream coming true or whatever. Well, semi coming true. Anyway, the point. Pretty much, the dream was about me seeing this Christmas tree, this inflatable Christmas tree, being blown up at the U.S. Capitol, like an inflatable Christmas tree in my dream. And it was beside this rocket, but apparently it was a crane in real life. But apparently, this Christmas tree was from Nevada, but it's up it was harvested on October 24th, 2025. And it reached Washington D.C. on November 21st, 2025. And see, weirdly enough, those tarot cards. Let me get them real quick. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so these tarot cards that I bought them on October, I think the 21st or whatever. But except I bought some card sleeves for these tarot cards or whatever. And so pretty much the store the tarot card. I think the video about the tarot cards or whatever, it's called the Judgment Tarot card or whatever. Anyway, but so I bought the sleeves for these cards, and pretty much not knowing that the $20 bill I had in my pocket, it had some witchcraft symbols on it. And I was wondering, like, why was looking at the astrology, why was this day so important? And so apparently that $20 bill that I got, that had some witchcraft symbols on it, and I bought these tarot cards with or whatever. Pretty much the Christmas tree that was harvested on the Christmas tree was harvested one day after I spent that $20 bill to buy some card sleeves for these tarot cards. So that's just kind of insane to me. It's crazy. It's like everything's lining up. And like I said, my Jupiter Dasha has just begun, but also I purchased these tarot cards around the time that, or I received the tarot cards on the day that Transit Jupiter conjoined my my midheaven. But I bought these cards as Transit Jupiter was coming towards my midheaven or whatever. So it's just crazy that the Christmas tree that I saw inside my dream, it was harvested around the time that I got these cards. Or purchased these cards. I'm trying to find the Tower card is there. So let me see here. And I told you that in this dream, the Tower, it looked just like this scene right here. The Tower. And you can only imagine the man right there wearing a red robe with a red cape or whatever, falling out of his tower, and the woman with the blue dress or whatever. They're falling out of his tower, and it looks like Bill and Hillary Clinton. And I told you the astrologist going inside Bill's chart and Hillary Clinton's chart is the same as the Monica Lewinsky scandal that happened all the way back in 1998. I'm repeating myself, I know, but there's going to be some people that only watch one video, and so this may be it. But this entire time I've been saying that Bill and Hillary Clinton are finna go through hell. But this entire nation is about to go through hell because we have the same astrology as a civil war. So let me pause real quick to see if I can find this card because I cannot find it. Weirdly enough, I find it as soon as I turn the video. Oh God, I cannot talk right. I found the card as soon as I turned the video off. But it did remind me of a recent event that just happened. So here's the Judgment card that I referred to the reason for purchasing this entire deck. I cannot talk right today. Maybe it's just cold out here. But anyway, so another weird event that just recently happened. So pretty much, I think 2 days ago, I felt like watching like a ASMR video just to calm down because this situation with this relative that's going on or whatever, they kind of pissed me off. But so I said, you know what? I want to just get like some kind of vibe around here. So I was trying to find an ASMR video in regards to Thanksgiving. And so, I was trying to find an ASMR video. No, that's right. I was trying to find a video in regards to ASMR video in regards to Thanksgiving. And so, I found this video of this girl, and she's older now, but it's like I recognized her face. Because I used to watch ASMR videos, like, I think all the way back in year 2000. It's not old, but still. So she... Apparently, I was like, let me see if this is the same girl. Because I download videos sometimes and keep them on my phone so that I can just have them. Just in case people delete them or whatever. Or they just become hard to find. But anyway, the point. So I look back at in my phone and I find a previous video that I downloaded from her like years ago. And I'm like, it's the same girl. And I was like, I'm not subscribed to her. Let me subscribe to her. And so I subscribed to this girl. And this video comes up about this ASMR video. And people probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But I won't keep on going with this. So the point is that she made a video about Thanksgiving. And apparently she came to her apparently family Thanksgiving dinner or whatever with a witch costume on. Because I guess she was going through all these struggles or whatever inside her life. This girl in this video pulled out everything in regards to like what I've been dealing with lately with this YouTube channel. Like I'm going tarot cards, marijuana, the Bible. I'm just like, and weirdly enough, at the end of this video, she puts this piece of paper into the front of the video screen saying, "I have a surprise for you on December 25th." Yeah, something like that. And this video was made all the way back, I think, in 2022, I think. And I don't have the name of it. Oh, I do. Okay. So, because this phone is off. So, I'm just working off screenshots. But anyway, the point. So, her name is Karuna Satori ASMR. So, I'll spell it out for you just in case you can't get it. Karuna Satori ASMR. So anyway, the name of the video is called ASMR Psycho Aunt Ruins Thanksgiving, the final battle. And so this girl, she pulls out a big ass jar of marijuana, some tarot cards, and does a tarot card reading, the worst one you can possibly get. It's hilarious. To me. And she pulls out a Bible. and she ends it with I have a surprise for you on December 25th. And so I have a prediction in regards to Bill Clinton or whatever. I made so many predictions or whatever, but I did say on the 13th of November that there was supposed to be some kind of impeachment situation with Bill Clinton. And what happened was that the government just came back open. I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't that exciting. And then everybody started talking about the Epstein situation, all those stuff, whatever. Anyway, so well, Bill Clinton tomorrow, he has like a progression to, I think his Progress Moon will oppose his progressed Venus or his natal Venus. I don't care anymore. Also on the same day, I think transiting retrograde Mercury or station, and this Mercury, like I said, it's gonna be Mercury retrograde from hell. So something big could happen tomorrow. Also transiting Saturn, it was stationed and I believe go direct, and it would start heading back towards Aries. But the big thing is that Bill Clinton, his progressive moon is gonna oppose his Venus. The next big event is going to be on December 17th for Bill Clinton. And that's when he will... Let me pause for a second. Okay, so for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon will trine his natal Pluto. And the last time this happened was on July 9th, 1998. And this is around before the submission of the Star Report. Right? No, this is before the before Bill Clinton, he admitted to having an affair with Monica Lewinsky. So let's see here. What gets me though. Let me say this first. On December 15, 2025 for Barron Trump, his progressive moon will make an aspect to his natal sun. And on December 18, 2025 for Donald Trump, his progressive moon will quincunx his sun. And so that means that he gets like some kind of ego boost or whatever. And so it's like something weird happens for Bill Clinton. And something in regards to ego boost happens for Donald Trump and his family, probably. Also, weirdly enough, for Hillary Clinton, on December 27th, 2025, her progressive moon will make an aspect to her Chiron, and it means that she has a fated job to do. But the last time this happened in regards to her was on September 17th, 1998, and that's around the same time as the submission of the Star Report. The Star Report was submitted on September 9th, 1998. So, but again, let me just flash forward to so on January 14th, 2026 for Donald Trump, his progressive moon trine his natal Saturn. That means it might be a bad event for him. On January 23rd, no, let's go back. On January 17th, 2026 for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon sextile his progressed nodes, and this is the same astrology that happened during the submission of the Star Report. And he received the progressive moon sextile his progressed nodes on September 15, 1998. So let's see here. However, let's see here. That was January 17th. Yeah. So on January 23rd or 24th, 2026 for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon trine his progressed Pluto, and the last time this happened was on August 10th, 1998. And see, what came out of it was that pretty much on August 17th, 1998, for Bill Clinton, he admitted to having an affair with Monica Lewinsky. So something big could come out with Bill Clinton in the month of January. And what's so crazy about this is that I just recently found out that there will be an eclipse on January the 17th. No, February 17th, 2026. It'll be at 6:01 a.m. The eclipse will be exactly opposite Donald Trump's ascendant. Yeah. So yeah, but weirdly enough, for Adam Schiff, it seems like every time something is good for Adam Schiff is bad for Donald Trump. So for Adam Schiff on January 25th, 2026, his progressed moon was sextile his natal Jupiter. That means he gets he gets lucky. And every time these Democrats get lucky, it's something crazy. Maybe they might let the government shut down around this time so that they can figure out how to manage this new Bill Clinton scandal. Who knows? We will see. But I say all that to say that pretty much maybe seeing that ASMR video from Haruna. So let me get her correct name. But maybe just watching this ASMR Psycho Aunt Ruins Thanksgiving, the final battle from Karuna Satori ASMR. Maybe that's like some kind of omen that something big's gonna go down around December 25th. Because if you don't know, December 19th, 1998 was the beginning of the impeachment of Bill Clinton, all the way back in 1998. December 19th, 1998. And the astrology was shown inside of Bill Clinton's chart on December 26th, 1998. And the same astrology was shown recently on November 13th, 2025. But the astrology for the submission of the star report, it happens next year on around January. And a lot of people are saying that pretty much January is going to be just a crazy month. There's some more astrology that I'm missing, but I think that's all that's needed for this video because it's already long. And it seems like people like the short videos or whatever. But my point in regards to this video or whatever was that pretty much looking at what Trump is, he isn't doing anything. It's like he hasn't given the people anything substantial in their hands. And it's like I'm not talking about like a stimulus check that's going to fuck up the economy even more. I'm talking about just something in regards to student debt, legalization of marijuana or deregulation, rescheduling, something like that. He's playing by the same book that he played when net neutrality was repealed. And so I'm just saying that shit ain't gonna fly no more. Transiting Pluto has entered Aquarius. It entered Aquarius as soon as Donald Trump was won the 2024 election. And so we're gonna see some crazy shit in these next few years. And so Donald Trump maybe I don't know, these politicians that are just like trying to find a way to keep their alcohol and other businesses afloat because they're afraid of marijuana and what it may bring, the changes it may bring. Those old structures are gone; they're destroyed because transiting Pluto was inside of Capricorn. It's already laid the foundation for that. That's done, especially when transiting Pluto has entered Aquarius. Either people are going to rebel in a way or form that's just going to change a lot of things. It's a revolution. Like the first Civil War, during the first Civil War, transiting Pluto was inside of Taurus, and that's why a lot of people who owned slaves they were up in arms about losing slaves because pretty much back then, slaves made it so that they could produce their food to feed themselves, I believe. And so pretty much there was just a major overhaul and change in regards to how slavery was. A lot of things changed overall, but still, that's what the Civil War was somewhat about. Now we have a student debt crisis. Now we have a work and an economic crisis, and you have patents that are restricting what people can create and stuff like that. And we should have like flying cars that don't that can probably run off of water. I don't know. Like there's so much technologies that are just hidden away. and so that we the people can be controlled. And so I wasn't gonna do that inside this video. I don't even have the lore for it, but the stuff that we have right now is temporary. It's like things change, technologies change, and we're at the precipice of that because that's what Aquarius rules. It rules technologies, groups, and peoples and systems. And so, anyway, you think you're gonna sub and just all I can do is keep on singing the song. It ain't over till it's over. I'm thinking about Jennifer Boozer's shop being closed down because of politics and because of Donald Trump's negligent indifference in regards to what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. Maybe he's not indifferent. He just moves too slow. But it's I think something's going to happen that's going to make him speed up a little bit. Well, no. Something's going to happen that gives him no choice because there really won't be another choice. That's what Pluto does. And if he doesn't do it, somebody else will. And life as we know it, well, life as we know it is already changed since COVID-19. And that was when transiting Pluto conjoined transiting Saturn in the sky, and I think Jupiter as well too. So it's like nothing's going to ever really be the same. And another thing to think about is Donald Trump is the end of his era. I mean, Hulk Hogan is dead. Betty White is dead. All these icons are old and dying. And like they have to be replaced. And if the United States doesn't do it, China or Russia or somebody else will. Mexico, who knows? Iran. We already had the Iranian man killed these two national guards people or whatever. And it's not gonna what I can only hope for is that somebody far more radical than what AOC comes out. Because that would cause a crack in pretty much everything, because it's like somebody that's more radical than AOC, Zoran Mandami, I don't know his name, whatever the man whose name he's one side of New York, whatever. It's gonna take some people like that to make you see that, oh shit, and terrify the fuck out of you. Like Mitch McConnell slid that provision inside of the bill, or inside of that clean CR bill or whatever. It apparently wasn't so clean on November 13th, 2025. That's gonna cause a lot of radicalism, in my opinion. I mean, it's gonna lead to a lot of radicalism because people are tired. People are broke. People can't afford groceries. They can't afford utilities, and they're working. They don't have anything to show for it. Nothing. Look, I'm an exception. I'm getting by the grace of God. I don't know how the hell I'm still even able to move, but maybe this message is important. I don't know, but all I can say is judgment for the United States and general, because Donald Trump apparently is going to keep on playing by the rules of these old politicians, and they're done. When transiting Pluto left Capricorn, that was it. So judgment for the entire nation of the United States, and the tower for the Clintons, and all that they're about or whatever. Anyway, what else? And I think I call Donald Trump the Antichrist. Whether Donald Trump is or isn't the Antichrist, he's a reflection of what this nation has become, godless. And I'm not saying I'm not that perfect at all, but they killed a preacher. They killed Charlie Kirk, a preacher, and they celebrated it. Now they just killed 2 National Guardsmen, and I think there's some people that are celebrating it, godless. And so Donald Trump would be a reflection of what they have become. So they're gonna need either they're gonna need something. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me. Let me pause for a second just to gather a few more thoughts, and then pause. Okay, I didn't say this in like a chronological order or whatever, but except Letitia James and James Comey, their cases were just dismissed because of a technicality or whatever. And pretty much this reminds me of the sandwich guy. I think his name was, he's 37-year-old Sean Charles Dunn. He used to work in the Department of Justice, and he was a trial attorney. And the DC grand jury, they refused to indict Dunn for, I believe, he hit or he assaulted I think maybe a National Guards member with the a Subway sandwich or whatever. And so here we are. We have a Muslim man killing 2 National Guards people. So I don't know if this sandwich man hit a National Guardsman, but I think it's some kind of fix some either it was probably National Guard. Let me just stop right there. I'm not gonna confuse myself. Anyway, so you have all this stuff that just keeps on happening, and see, another thing is that Charlie Kirk, he was killed. He was killed on September 10th, right? And you would think that, in regards in via normal politics, the New York race or whatever, you would have thought that Donald Trump and the Republicans would have won a lot more because, oh my God, they killed a preacher, a Republican. They didn't give a shit about that. And so they voted for Zoran Mondani. Also another Democrat who reportedly said that he would kill conservative children or whatever, something like that. I don't know if he had 2 bullets or whatever. And the Republicans lost big, even though this was the year that a highly regarded Republican figure, a preacher, was killed. And so what kind of godlessness is that? So yeah, think about November 5th. And I did say that Donald Trump would be shocked on that day too. Oh yeah, then also around the same time, Donald Trump was trying to tout his Trump RX thing or whatever, in regards to some kind of medical pharmaceutical situation, and like this man, he is killed over, fell over on live national television or whatever. And then they had the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, he's a patient of mine." Whoever the man was speaking or whatever. I think it was a patient, reportedly or allegedly. I don't take none of that shit. I don't know what the hell he was. I don't know what the hell he was pushing, but I ain't taking it. and I'm still thinking back all the way back when those vaccines were being pushed out, and everybody was like, "Oh, we'll give you free donuts and they a ticket to a brothel." I'm like, they had a brothel somewhere where if you got the vaccine, they would let you have some fun with the nothing. Moving on. So I'm just like, reportedly and allegedly. Anyway, yeah, I already said that. So I guess I wrote right here. I said you might want to sub and legalize marijuana, and you might want to sub and get this student debt situation under control, because there's no going back to what you consider sane. Oh yeah, and I was thinking earlier. About pretty much when Hillary Clinton, I believe, when she lost the election in 2016, she came, I think she went to the Lincoln Memorial, or she went somewhere, and she made this speech, and she was wearing a purple dress. She made this speech about fake news. And after she made that speech about fake news, that's when all these news stations and online sites like YouTube started blocking and banning people from their platforms. And see, if Hillary Clinton can do that, I don't understand why Donald Trump can't do that as well. Oh, I'll say reportedly and allegedly. So what she said, and I have to make another video about that. But she made a speech about fake news. She was wearing a purple dress. So all you gotta do is just go to YouTube and type in Hillary Clinton fake news speech, or she slams fake news or something like that. I just downloaded that video earlier. Well, I just watched the video earlier. There's somebody else, Zelensky. Another thing that turns me off about Donald Trump is that he's still backing. I'm not gonna say he's fully backing Zelensky or whatever, but in my opinion, Vladimir Zelensky is a dictator. They haven't. Ukraine hasn't had an election since what, 2019. And even though they're like in a wartime, and there's like provisions that prevent an election from happening around during periods of wartime, I think that the people need to vote, because there are a lot of men that are getting dragged into this war. That, that every time the United States gets involved inside of a situation, it is it's a little bit it's complicated. So, or it gets complicated, and then in the end, just like on what Osama bin Laden. Anyway, um, I think that's gonna be it for me. Like, yeah, but Zelensky is a dictator in my opinion. I tried to Google what is it if Zelensky is a dictator, and then the AI said no, he's not. He's a duly elected president of Ukraine. I'm like, okay, what about the elections? Oh well, that's Russian propaganda. Okay, was Saddam Hussein a dictator? Yes, they had statues of him. Do they have statues of Zelensky? Yes. So is he a dictator? No. Okay. Ukraine and Nazis. Oh, that's a sensitive topic. Is Donald Trump a dictator? Well, let's talk about that. Like this. And then it's going his whole spiel. He can be considered a dictator because of this or this or this or this. But Zelensky's not a dictator. Even though, anyway, they won't hold an election in regards to Ukraine because of apparently a stipulation. Anyway, it makes me think of the Iraq or Iran war, whatever. More bullshit to just push this. Anyway, my point: transiting Pluto, going through Aquarius or whatever, it means basically a humanitarian crisis or whatever situation. And so, let's see, is that enough light? I hope I'm blind. Let me try this. But it means it's a humanitarian crisis or whatever. So, yeah, all this war or whatever, it's gonna lead to, I don't think it's gonna end up inside of any authoritarian's favor. So that's just that. I think I'm gonna end it here. It's a long video. Bye for now.